Hey YouTube, Liberty coming at you with another video. Today it's a deck profile slash locals review thing. I went 1-3 with the deck today, but not because the deck underperformed and not because I underperformed, but because Dark Ruler No More is a card and Nibiru the Primal Being is a card, and apparently combo decks are like really fragile. I I don't know. I like the deck. I like this deck. It's really fun. It's really good. Like it's like really freaking consistent. And it's like once it starts going, you have to hit it and like negate certain things, or else it's just gonna pop off, and you really kind of can't stop it. But I don't know. People just seem to know what to hit anymore. Before we get into the profile, it's Rocket, Guard Dragons, and with that Striker, like I told you guys in the last video that I would be posting eventually, it's the most consistent I've found the deck to be. Really can't complain. The only thing I could complain about is every time I open up board, I either get Dark Rulered or Super Poly'd. And then if I don't do that, it's in the middle of a combo. Like my LP got Ochre today. I wasn't expecting that. Another thing with me, every time I'm going to need my Called by the Graves, they are not in my hand, and I can't find out why. I play 3 of it, and it's just like, oh, you need me? Not going to be there. You don't need me? Here's 3. Like, what the I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, the round 1, I don't know what the guy was playing because I went first, opened up the combo, and he ended up just like instantly scooping him up, and because he couldn't get through 2 negates and a bounced banish, so he didn't really want to fight it, and he kind of wanted the surprise factor, so I didn't know exactly what he was playing, which worked because I didn't find out till later when one of my friends played against him. I think this was around 3. That he was playing Trickstar Orcust, or whatever you call that. Round 2, I had to play against Magical Musket, and the guy was just like really good with the deck. I took him into game 3, but I ended up winning game 2, and he went first game 3 like he wanted to do, and just I couldn't play through pop 2 and the spell, or the gated spell, I couldn't play the Desperado and the other one, the good traps in the deck, the counter trap and the normal trap. I think the normal trap pops 2, the other one doesn't. It's whatever. I just couldn't play through it, and that was a little bit of a grind game, but he got his resources going before I could get mine going and keep them going to get the combo going, because he kept negating and blowing up my stuff. And round 3, I had to play against Dark Magician, and I took him to game 3, and I lost because of time and anti-spell, because I needed to be able to activate, because once I drew into the Overwrap, I'm like, okay, I have OTK, but he has anti-spell, and I didn't have anything in my hand to get rid of the anti-spell. Had I had that, it would have been fine, I'd have OTK'd him and I'd have won that match, but sometimes it's just not in the cards for me to win, and that's 90% of the time. It's like my luck is really bad. And then round 4, I had to play against like his Masked Hero, Vision Hero, Orcust, and it's just the one game that didn't make it to game 3 that I lost. It's his game 1, he ended up winning barely. Game 2, he goes first, sets up Dark Law, and I didn't draw the out Dark Law. It's just how that went. It's like, I can't draw outs for shit, but my opponents can definitely do it. Like it's nothing. So, when we get to the deck profile, I will explain to you my card choices. I will explain to you why I play so many of them. The let's just get on into it. The first card is the best rocket card of the deck. You got Rocket Tracer. Rocket Tracer is an immediate 3 of if you're playing this version of Dragon Link, because Rocket Tracer is how you make Boral Savage and other stuff. And like sometimes I'll use this to make Cyber's Quantum Dragon. And this deck isn't the exact deck I took to tournament. Like when I get to a certain card, certain cards, I'll just like tell you. Like that one's supposed to be there. Which ones I took out for what to try to better the deck going forward. And this is definitely not one I would ever change, because him and Rocket Synchron I call weird rockets. They don't do anything if they're targeted by a link, or when they're destroyed, or if they're destroyed at all, they don't like come back on the end phase. I don't know why. Then play one of Rocket Synchron. When Rocket Synchron is normal, you special level 5 or higher. Or is it, yeah, level 5 or higher dragon from the grave. Like, there was actually one time I used this to revive back Red MD, because it doesn't have to be a rocket. But once you do that, you're locked into darks from the extra deck, just like with Tracer. Target a card on the field, target a face-up card you control and destroy it, and summon a rocket from the deck. Anyway, on to the normal rockets. All of these rockets have the same kind of main thing with their effect. They have to be targeted by a link monster. Versus Silver Rocket Dragon. Silver Rocket Dragon, if he's targeted by a link, he blows himself up, just like the rest of them do when they're all targeted by a link. Except these guys, they don't for some of their weird rockets. These are normal rockets. You get to look at your opponent's extra deck, banish a card. It's really good. Magna Rocket Dragon. When Magna Rocket is targeted by a link, he destroys himself. You get to non-target, non-destruction, send a card on field to grave. Metal Rocket, you get to destroy all the cards in its column. Auto Rocket, you get to destroy a spell or trap. Those are the actual rockets. We only play 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 actual rockets in the deck. To search the rockets, you play the 3 Absol Router Dragon. I have tried this card at 1. Didn't like it at 1 because I needed it multiple times. Tried it at 2, always ended up siding 1 out because I needed an easy side out. And not this week, but last week I was playing against a friend of mine, and it came down to game 3. It was either I out his BLS link, or he kills me next turn. And the way that I had to out his BLS link, I needed to... So I had Dragon Ravines. Like, I was going to draw for turn, and then send whatever I drew to the grave for Dragon Ravine, because I knew he didn't have a response. Send the Absol Router from deck. Absol Router search Tracer. Normal Tracer. Pop Dragon Ravine. Summon Auto Rocket Dragon. Summon Cyber's Quantum. Attack. Bounce back to hand. And attack for game. But because I sided out the second one, I didn't have access to it, and I was really regretting doing that. Like, sometimes I will lose to myself, like, I'll make stupid decisions, especially when I side out, because I used to hate to side, like, using a side deck, but the more and more I play this game, the more mandatory I think a side deck is. I won't ever show my side decks, because my side deck is geared for my locals, or whatever. Now, if I ever go to a regional, and I do a deck profile for that regional, I will show my, I will show my side deck. Anyway, on to the non-rocket part of the deck. You got 3 Soul Eating Oviraptor. Oviraptor's like the 1-card combo starter. You open this, you basically have at least the Guard Dragon part of the combo. And then if you have a way to get the Tracer or Quick Launch to get the Tracer, you have the rest of the combo. With him, you play the 1 Carbonodon and the Flameville Guard. I actually just got a shiny one today. A friend of mine said I'm going to borrow it. Yeah. You got your Red MD for summoning up LP, going on with the combo. This, if you draw this, you're dead. If you draw that, if you draw the Carbonodon, you cry. It's sometimes you can combo off without Carbonodon because you'll OV do its thing, or OV won't do its thing because you can't send the Carbonodon. Or I'll have Foolish in my hand and I'll OV, activate OV, let it get ashed, Foolish, then Carbon. Like, there's OV's a way to bait and not bait at the same time. Like, it just depends on the hand. You got your Destrudo. And then the final monster of the deck, we play Aether, because it's a good target for Hieratic Seal. And you got onto the spells. Triple Quick Launch. not once per turn quick play spell that summons a rocket from the deck, but destroys it on end phase. They never make it that far. Fossil Dig. Searches your Oviraptor. It's the 4th, 5th, and 6th copy of the card. Now, this next group of like 4 cards used to be 5. I ended up cutting a Widow Anchor because I just never used it. It never did anything for me. This is my Sky Striker package. I literally play 4 cards, 3 Engage, and a Hornet Drones. And I don't usually ever summon the actual like Link monsters that I played some of. I usually just use it to like extend or whatever. And then after that you got Called by the Grave. You need to play 3 of it because you're playing a combo deck. Then obviously you need the World Chalice Guard Dragon to search off of the Ib, the Synchro, to continue off with the combo. You need a World Legacy Succession in case you draw this. You can search this as an extender. It's like really good. Dragon Ravine to search off of Romulus. In one of these 10s back here, I have my Secret Rare. I need to get off my lazy ass and go fetch for it. You can search this off of one of the monsters in the extra deck. You got Dragon Shrine, Foolish Burial, basically do the same thing. Monster Reborn, and then the 40th card, Upstart Goblin. This is what I put in place of Widow Anchor because I tested it a little bit once I got back to my friend's house because they finally learned how to stop me and I wasn't really winning much today, but not, like I said, not because my deck was underperforming or I was underperforming. It's just basically they caught on to my shit, so to speak. They figured out how to stop me. And it's just the main deck. I really wouldn't change a whole bunch about it. Like, there's 2 cards in it if you draw that it really hurts. Yeah, like if you draw the Carbonodon, you need to find a way to get it to the grave. And I don't really play a whole lot of stuff main deck to discard unless I have Dragon Ravine in my hand. But yeah, what can you do? It's just the way Yu-Gi-Oh is anymore. You draw certain cards, you lose, and if you draw certain cards, you lose. Anyway, on to the extra deck. Because I don't know what percent my phone's at. My phone is at 13. We're good. Start with the Synchros. Play the 1 Ib Synchro, the World Chalice, just to show. She is basically how you start your combo. You find a way to Synchro 5 and just make her. And then you search the Guard Dragon and you go nuts. Well, the first of the 2 level 7s I play. Cyber's Quantum, mainly for going second. It's basically, oh, you can't target my guys. Also, he's the only thing you can target for an attack. Because, like, if I have the Hieratic Seal and I can make him, it's basically you go into battle because you want to punch over the Hieratic Seal. You can't because he's on the board. And the first card that attacks him is going to get sent back to hand. It's really weird. He's actually a good card. The only level 7, the one that we normally make if we're going first. F.A. Dawn Dragster. You got Borreload Savage, because you are playing Rockets and you can make it like that. And then the final Synchro, you got the Hot Red Archfiend Abyss. Good card. Was thinking of maybe making Crystal Wing, but he's literally my only answer to Dark Ruler No More. Now, I know you can't change Dark Ruler No More directly with spells, but the way I did it today is I had a quick launch set. I was playing against the Dark Magicians. He activated Dark Ruler. I chained the quick launch. He chained the Magician's Navigation Engraved to banish to target the quick launch to negate it. To which I responded with Hot Red with this guy, targeted the Dark Ruler No More, and negated that. So next on to the Link ones, we play LP, Pisty, because Guard Dragons are good, man. I don't know what to say. And then 1 Kagari and Kaina. This is basically if I'm going into game 3 or whatever, and time gets called, I will activate Hornet Drones, make Kagari, grab back Hornet Drones, make Kaina, activate Hornet Drones, gain 100 life points, and just win in time that way. I've yet to ever actually do that, but today I actually, for the first time, made them and actually gained life points off of Kaina, and it was kind of funny. The guy was like, "Really, dude? You're gonna do that to me?" Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah, beat cop. Just generic link to the points down. I was thinking of buying a Lambda just to have one. Dragoon, not Romulus. This is what searches my Dragon Ravine. It's why I don't play Terraforming, because I can make it right in the middle of the combo. It's just really good. Agripane, because you want your opponent to be in a lot of pain. I know, bad pun, I'm sorry. And then Hieratic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. Just another interruption on the board. You can make it like that because the entire deck's dragons. So use a Skull Dread. Consistency, kinda. It's part of the combo. And then Boral Sword Dragon. The way I learned this combo was I never put the deck on the channel because I didn't really care for the deck. I was playing Guard Dragon Dino, and they basically said, "Here, take this deck, figure out the combo." I'm like, I don't know what to do. They said, "You open Ovi, you got it." I'm like, okay, whatever. I opened the Ovi. I was going through the deck. I saw Carbonadon. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this does. Wait, summons. I was like, okay, we'll send this, and I kind of just the gears in my head started turning. And once the lube got into gears and it really started going, I was like, ah, this is how you play this deck. Yeah. And there's actually a funny story with that. I was at an OTS tournament with that deck, like the second time I'd ever actually played it at a tournament. And this guy's game 3 playing against Burning Abyss, and he summons a Majesty's Fiend on me. Well, when he summoned said Majesty's Fiend, I basically had a Tyranno in my hand. I drew Ovi, so I just set Ovi. He hit it with Majesty's Fiend. I set Giant Rex. He hit it with Giant Rex. He had another monster in defense position at this time. He kept setting monsters. So I was like, alright, you know what? Banish, summon Tyranno, punch. He's like, oof, that gets you there. And it just like punched over his Majesty's Fiend and then dealt 3k by sending the 3 monsters he had in defense. And I looked at him and said, dude, what else you got? Like, you exhausted your resources just to get that Majesty's Fiend with Dante, and it just turned Dante into my little bitch. I went in on him after that. Anyway, this has been the video. This is going to be like don't know if I'm going to title this yet, but I guess you'll see once you click on the video. But this has been Liberty, signing out.